Yes, people. Welcome back to another stream on the channel. This is your another game week preview. This is your game week 37 preview on the channel. And yeah, man, I think we got like another one more review, two more preview and review, and then that'll be it. That's the season done. And yeah, man, listen, this is going quickly, but it is what it is. So yeah, game week 37 preview, and obviously I do have guests with me, but before I do add them, I'm just going to go through the comments. Ensman, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Macy from Devils United, big up to you. Hope you're doing well. Sophia, big up to you. Uncle Rods, big up to you. And Chelsea fan, big up to you. So and Ryan, Huddersfield Town fans, if you big up Morris, please make sure you smash the like and subscribe if you need. Big up to you, Ryan. Hope you're doing well. And do check out this channel, man. Very, very good channel. I'm going to add the guests in. Man like Rocco himself.
Hello.
He knows I'm gonna cook him tonight. Cook him. Bigger fish to fry in it, Rocco.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Big up to you, Ollie, man. Says yo. Link joined James, I can't upload the link here, but yeah, if you have Twitter, I'll send it to you via Twitter. But yeah, big up to you, James. But yeah. Another guest I'm gonna add. You guys should know him. He was in last time. It is himself, Manny, the realist Arsenal fan. How you doing?
Yeah, all good. It's Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. Don't mention the football though. Yeah, so always happy to be here on the channel. Thanks a lot for giving me the link. And no matter how many people are here, we'll always make it a good stream.
100%, man. No, 100%. You're correct. You're correct. But yeah, man, we're back for another game week preview. Should be fun. This weekend we've got a lot of good games. Like when I say good games, I mean good game. But yeah, I mean we'll discuss on that. But yeah, I mean Rocco, what United talk about? Juventus last night.
You can save that for later.
Yeah. No, I mean this week, obviously, just a review. City, obviously winning. Man, oh my God! Like they absolutely destroyed Real Madrid. Like Real Madrid, I think there's a stat in the first half. Madrid only had 16 touches in their box, and City had like 160 something. So City demolished them. Yeah, that's me, man. As a United fan, I don't think they do the treble. I'm gonna minute, but listen, we'll get on to City later. But yeah, listen, good win against them for Madrid, and obviously Inter getting into the final. Forza Inter, Damian, don't upset me. Lukaku, don't upset me. But yeah, man, listen, it should be great. But yeah, what about you, Rocco? What do you think of Inter making to the final?
I'm happy. As my dad says, always support the club which is in your country.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
It brings more money and more fans into the league, so more entertainment, and eventually the Serie A will be bigger than the Premier League again. And it's coming.
Look at man. Yeah, listen. You're still being investigated, so I don't know about that record, but
what's that got to do with Inter?
Yeah, but you're talking about Serie A being the best, like
not
only guys, but other Italian clubs are being the best in the game. But yeah, man. Manny, what about you? What do you think about Inter making it to the Champions League final and obviously City?
Yeah, it's obviously a shot in the arm for Italian football, and you know, I'm really happy that they've been able to make it. If not AC, I suppose it had to be Inter, and I am actually going to make sure that I go for them to beat City, and I'll tell you why you ought to be supporting Inter as well, Orest, because of a certain Armenian who played for both of our clubs.
Oh yes,
Finnish player.
Italian.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a shame that he's not playing for his country anymore, so close to earning the cherished 100-cap landmark. But I think it's probably a decision that's for the best, as he's just when I thought that his career was starting to wind down a bit, he's proved to become a very important player in Inter's run to the to the final. So
Yeah, they got injured, so he will be out, I think, for the final.
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw that.
it is sad. But listen, he's played his part. He'll get his medal, and nobody can say that he doesn't deserve it.
That's true.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Do you want to read this
And
comment?
also redemption for a certain goalkeeper from Cameroon who was sent home from the World Cup because apparently he was deemed to be a disruptive influence. Cameroon, if you're watching, you need to get Andre Onana back in your team. The best goalkeeper you've had since Thomas and Kono.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
Don't know who that is.
But no,
You wouldn't.
but yeah. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good final, man. Honestly, it's gonna be a good final. Yeah, hang on, my camera's back now. But yeah, it's gonna be a good final. Forza Inter, Inzaghi, please do not let me down. Please, just don't let me down. Also, further puts a comment saying, Orange and the panel, big up. The dog won't be eating, win a lot. So I've seen about the dog rumors, man, today. Man, what's going on? Is this PR? Or apparently,
This is ridiculous, really. I mean, I thought that Glenn Hoddle was taking the mickey when he was talking about when he introduced a faith healer during his time as England manager. But to bring a dog to the club now, I mean, he's taking the Mikel, not the Mickey, the Mikel. Ridiculous. And you wonder why people think that Arteta's a joke and that Arsenal are a joke these days. You hire a clown, you expect a circus. I wonder if this dog is well trained enough. What's he going to do next? Hire a set of clowns?
yeah, exactly.
And I
Man.
know just what the song will be. Where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, maybe next year.
Yeah, 100%. Luke, I'll be up to you, man. Hope you're doing good. Spurs America says big ups, be there shortly. No worries, man. No worries. Take good time, it's fine. I'll be up to you, United Spurs America. But yeah, I mean, this weekend, this previews the games now. Yeah, man, Premier League this weekend. Top 4 battle, top 6, maybe. Top 6 battle. Yeah, that's more like a top 6 battle. And yeah, first game, obviously, I want to save Tottenham when Tottenham fan joins, so I'm going to save that. But I mean, Bournemouth versus Man United. Yeah, 3 p.m. kickoff, UK time. To be honest, we should win. Obviously, I did at Old Trafford. I did the preview. I think with Sam from Up the Cherries and all the pumps. So big up to you, man.
Sam Harrison.
Yes.
I love working with those guys. Check out our cherry picking podcasts midweek. Sam's a lovely fella, as are the rest of them.
Yeah,
Craig Beasley and Matthew Harrison.
100%. So big up to them. But yeah, they was busy this weekend, so that's why I couldn't do the preview. But listen, it's gonna be hopefully a good game for us, man, because we need to stop tomorrow because both us and Liverpool play at the same time, so we need to start winning, and I think we will win tomorrow. Yeah, we just need to win, man. No excuse not to win. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-0 United. Hopefully, actually not hopefully, but I do think Garnacho will. So that's Rocco's favorite player, Garnacho. So yeah, I mean Garnacho's to go on the score sheet. Then maybe let's say I'm gonna say Anthony to score. And yeah, man, I'm just expecting a good performance from us. But listen, this is a must-win game, man. Because if we win this, we only need one more game to win to seal top 4. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a win, 2-0 win. Yeah, Rocco, what about you?
I'm gonna say 2-0 Man United. I'm not gonna go outrageous.
Yeah, 100%. Ryan says, go on.
Garnacho, he proved me wrong last week, so fair enough.
Yeah. Ryan says, a must-win game. There is no excuses. Garnacho has to start, but massive blow. But yeah, I've seen about Rashford. Apparently he's ill, but I've seen that he's travelled with the squad for tomorrow, though. But the thing is, I wouldn't start him, though. I would let him be on the bench. Thing is, I would actually rest Rashford until the final. You know that, because I think we're able to cope without Rashford in our next 2 games. I really do think we can cope without Rashford. But with Ten Hag, he likes to be ruthless and he'll probably start Rashford. But if I was Ten Hag, I would rest Rashford until the FA Cup final. Save all the boost, save all his energy for that FA Cup final because we need to win that. I'm sorry, but if these United players are not up for that FA Cup final, they do not deserve to play for the club again because this FA Cup final is a huge one. When I mean huge, this is the chance. This is our chance where we can end their trouble because they're going to win the league. Champions League, they might, listen, they have a very high chance of winning that. So it's the only chance. But Manny, what do you think?
Yeah, what you said, Orest, about how the club needs to be up for winning the FA Cup is spot on. And for that reason, I actually believe that Ten Hag should drop Rashford. I mean, I wouldn't say, no, I don't mean drop. I mean, rest Rashford and keep him fit for the FA Cup because that's obviously the more prestigious game under the circumstances. If we were to take a look at the run-in, even if Liverpool were to beat Aston Villa in the upcoming game this weekend, Newcastle's better run-in will mean that they have a much better chance of ending in the top four. And the way they dismantled Brighton, the same Brighton team that creamed us at the Emirates, by the way, they've shown that they are serious about maintaining their Champions League charge, and they're not going to allow Liverpool to upset their apple cart. But as for Manchester United, I think of the three teams that are competing for the remaining two Champions League spots, they're actually in the better position and they do have the better run-in. And they're up against the Bournemouth team who, quite frankly, I think they used quite a lot of their energy in trying to stay up, and some of their performances of late have not really been the best. I'm pretty certain that when you had your chat with Sam from UTC IAD, he told you that the performances of the team weren't exactly to their level, and that's a bit of a worry in some ways. It was a worry at the time. Now, of course, with the club having secured their top flight status, with other teams flattering to deceive, they're in a mood to basically sort of relax a little bit. It could very well be that now that they're a lot more relaxed, they might start to play a little bit better. But this is an opportunity for Manchester United to show that they're a serious team. And if you were able to beat Wolves at Old Trafford without Rashford, you should be perfectly fine against a Bournemouth team at Dean Court without them. I know that no game can be taken for granted, but as delighted as I am personally that Bournemouth have stayed up, obviously because of my connections with that group, I think Manchester United should have a bit too much for Bournemouth on the day, and I'm backing them to win. It might not necessarily be an easy win per se, but it'll be a comfortable enough win. I'm going for, I think maybe a 2-1 win, perhaps. I think maybe Solanke or Billing might score Bournemouth's goal, but it'll be a scoreline that will not be reflective of how the game is. United should win for me. 2-1.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, listen, we need to win, man. If we draw tomorrow, I'm going to be so angry. But yeah, guys, tomorrow there will be a match reaction tomorrow. So the game's at 3, so I'll do a match reaction at 6. If I can, yeah, 6, probably 6 maybe. So yeah, there'll be win, lose or draw. There will be a match reaction tomorrow. So yeah, but listen, we need to win tomorrow, man. It's absolute must. Like we win, hopefully Liverpool drop points. Thing is, even if Liverpool win, I'm not scared of Liverpool. Like we've got Bournemouth and Chelsea at home. We should get the job done. Honestly, we should. But yeah, I'm just gonna go through the comments. Ryan says 2-0 United got Nacho and Anthony. This FA Cup final is war. He says Forza Inter. Yep. And he says, still in United's hands at the end of the day. The aim has to be 3 wins out of 3. Of course, yeah, of course. Obviously, we can't take out Fulham out of the bracket. So, win against Bournemouth, win against Chelsea, win against Fulham. So, yeah, I know we only need 2 wins, but listen, the aim of elite sport is to win every game. So, yeah, even if top 4 is sealed, let's just end the season off with a win against Fulham. But, yeah, I mean, we should win tomorrow, hopefully. But, obviously, with lineups, the front three should be Garnacho, Marshall, and Anthony. To Bruno in the middle, and then Tanner will most likely go with Casemiro and Ericsson, and then back four. To be honest, I don't know what the back four is going to do. We'll probably go with Varane, Lindelof, and Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, De Gea. Yeah, that's probably the lineup for tomorrow then. Yeah, must win the game tomorrow. Right, so that's United done. Right, I'll save Tottenham for later. Fulham take on Palace. This is going to be a good game. Fulham recently, I don't know, they've been hit and miss. Fulham, man. I'm not sure. With their form, they've been hit and miss. With Palace, nah, I think they've been good with their managers. So, Rocco, what do you think?
I think Palace should win. Hold on, let me adjust my camera. Yeah, Fulham. I meant Palace should win. I think 2-0. I think Zaha. I don't know if Zaha's staying or not. I think that'll be a good question as well for the future. Although that's nothing to do with the game, but anyway. I think Alicia will score and Eze, so 2-0 to Crystal Palace.
Yeah. Manny, what about you?
Yeah, Roy Hodgson returning to one of his former clubs. And of course, he already returned to a former club earlier this season anyway. And there has been talk about the possibility of him staying beyond this season, given the good work he's done with Palace. But I'm always going to be a little bit salty about how Patrick Vieira was just, thrown under the bus and allowed and pretty much, ruthlessly sacked because given the run-in that they had, as soon as Hodgson came in, I still firmly believe that Vieira would have gotten the tune out of them. But I suppose we have to compliment Hodgson for being able to get Eze and Zaha scoring again. And, it's worked out well for Palace, so good for them. Fulham have been a little bit disappointing. I think a lot of talk was on the prospect of them securing European football, but I think they've just found it to be a bit of a bridge too far in a way. And they're still going to stay in the Premiership, though. And I think I see how Ryan's gone for a 1-0 Fulham win. This could very well be a game where Crystal Palace's sharpness could end up determining the course of the game. I would predict a Crystal Palace win, 2-1, Zaha and I want to say Eze scoring. Fulham, with Mitrovic back in the picture, could end up getting a consolation, but that'll be it. And Ryan disagrees with me, saying Vieira getting sacked was the right decision. Wasn't getting results. The performances were getting worse. The performances weren't exactly getting worse in the sense that they were defensively poor. In fact, they were actually defensively quite solid, Ryan, but they just weren't scoring enough goals. And eventually, I think that had that sort of told, and eventually Vieira had to leave. But I think Vieira should be able to get a job elsewhere, maybe in the Championship. I wouldn't even rule out his coming back to Arsenal one day. Maybe he could emulate George Graham, who won silverware with the club as a player and as a manager. You never know. But Palace should win this one. It might be it should be possibly a free flowing sort of game. The goals may not be too high. I think both goalkeepers could have a decent game each, and Crystal Palace are still quite weak when it comes to set pieces of corners. So I think they're going to want to get some really tall people up in the penalty area and make sure that Sam Johnston doesn't have a comfortable time in between the sticks. So 2-1 Palace.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Ryan's put up some comments saying that's what football is about, man. He's scoring goals when you need wins as desperate as they did at that time. Yeah, 100%, man. 100% from you. Let's move on now. I don't know my score prediction. I'm going to go with 2-1 Fulham, and they'll win this game. But I think it's going to be. Listen, it can be anything, man. The scoreline can be anything in this game. So, I'm going to say 2-1 Fulham. Palace. Right, this is the huge one, man. Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Big, big game for Unai Emery, man. Listen, I'm going to be a Villa fan tomorrow. Hopefully, they can get something, but I don't know, man. Because if they can put up a fight, they can definitely get something, and I think they will. But
Yeah, I have a theory actually. It seems clear to me that with Liverpool almost certain to get the Europa League spot for fifth place, the other spot for sixth place is effectively between Aston Villa and Brighton. And I think Arsenal actually threw their game against Brighton because they wanted to muck Unai Emery and Aston Villa over. It's a conspiracy theory, but probably not too far off the mark. And let's not forget that Emery was the one responsible, as our former boss, for knocking us out of the Europa League at the semi-final stage. And Aston Villa's recovery this season from being, relegation contenders has been magnificent under Emery. This would have been normally the game where Steven Gerrard would have been expected to come back to Anfield and enjoy a warm reception, but because of his ineptitude as a manager and the way he dealt with the team, he deservedly got fired. And I'm delighted that Unai Emery's achieved this success, and Aston Villa deserve European football. And whether it's going to be in the Europa League or the Conference League, they can definitely look back at their season and say they've done quite well. They are coming up against a Liverpool team that is formidable at home and still has ambitions of their own. But there is a part of me that believes that they shouldn't deserve to get into the Champions League, and they probably saved their best performances for when it's too late. Now, Aston Villa are a team which do offer a great deal in the midfield and in attack, and their defence is also quite solid as long as Tyrone Mings and Ezri Konsa are on top of their game. But right back is still a bit of a problem. Of course, Matty Cash is back fit. Whether he starts ahead of Ashley Young, I don't know. It could very well be that Cash might be brought in because Young isn't really the fastest. Alex Moreno has been brilliant at left back this season. And then, of course, you've got the four-man midfield. They actually worked pretty well against Spurs. I'm sorry, United Spurs of America, I have to mention that. Dominating Tottenham quite well, and that four-man midfield has been their key. And then, of course, you've got Watkins and either Buendia or even Duran up front, and they look a good team. But up against the Liverpool team that's recovered quite well and are now scoring goals almost for fun. That new front three line of Gakpo, Salah, and whoever it may be, Young is experienced, so he needs to be starting the game. I'm sorry, Ryan, I'm not too sure I can agree with that, because the thing about Ashley Young is that he is certainly a defender who has a great deal of experience, and he's obviously played at the top level for a long period of time, most notably, of course, at Manchester United. He was also at Inter Milan. And, of course, he was our first choice left back when we reached the semi-finals of the World Cup in Russia. But he is getting old, and his lack of pace can be worrying. When Villa played against Leicester, Harvey Barnes skinned him down the left wing and was able to score Leicester's goal to put them ahead, only for Aston Villa to come back and pinch a 2-1 win at the King Power Stadium. One of a run of defeats, which eventually led to Brendan Rodgers being. Actually, I think that was after Rodgers was sacked, if memory serves me right, because it was the interim manager who was in charge for the game that day. So I don't think Emery will want to run the risk of seeing the Liverpool midfield and attack being able to have some fun down that left flank. So Matty Cash could very well come in. And of course, Cash is a World Cupper with Poland. He and Jakub Kiwior, of course, were teammates, lest we forget. And his youth and pace will definitely serve him quite well. He's evolved as a defender, and it's really good to see him do well. But again, with Liverpool, their front three will cause some problems. Certainly, Henderson and the midfield will be expected to play an important role. And then, of course, with the defense, with Alexander-Arnold starting to invert a little bit and come into the midfield, it's looking a little bit more solid in a way, although I still believe that TAA should just play as a midfielder, and Joe Gomez should play at right back, which is his best position, never again in the centre of defence. I can't look beyond a Liverpool win as much as I absolutely love watching. I've loved watching Aston Villa play since Unai Emery came in. This should be, I want to say, a 2-1 win. Liverpool to do the double over Villa. Villa will give it a good go, but I think Liverpool will just have a bit too much for them.
100%. Big up Jake from United Spurs of America. How you doing, man?
Oh, big up. Thanks for having me. First off, hello everyone. Nice to meet y'all.
Hello.
Good to see you, brother.
I've heard and I've seen you around, whole Arsenal fan. So, but it's okay. Aston Villa did put the number on us. They did. It's obvious. Unai Emery outclassed Ryan Mason. I mean, what more could you expect? I'm not going to get up here and start defending Tottenham Hotspur. If anything, I'm just going to join in on the stomping of the bird right now because uh, Aston Villa to me, they have a superb manager in Unai Emery. They're a well-oiled machine at this point, and they're running on all cylinders. And what more do you want from an engine or a machine? You want everything working right, and that's what a good manager does. He puts all that together. So obviously, Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool are on the turn as well. They kind of, I think, at one point during the season, we were like 8 points clear of them, and then now they're 8 points clear of us. So it's kind of funny how that works. So just watching from an outside perspective. But if I had to give my predictions on this match, I is it at Anfield or is
Yeah,
it at?
Anfield, yeah, Anfield.
Then I'm gonna have to go 2-1. I think it's gonna be a close game, but excuse my son.
No worries.
But I think it's gonna be a close game. But Liverpool at home, I don't really favor many clubs going there and getting the draw. I was gonna say a 1-1 if it's at Villa Park, maybe a 2-2. I think Ollie Watkins is coming along nicely. I thought he was special when he was a little bit younger. He had a couple down years with some injuries. Um, but Ollie Watkins is pretty talented. They've got some good players over there. So I like them going and giving them a good run for their money. But at the end of the day, I just can't see them getting 3 points at Anfield.
Yeah, man, 100%, 100%. But yeah, make sure you guys go check out United Spurs of America on YouTube if you haven't already. Go check them out and give them a subscribe. But yeah, obviously, I'm just gonna go back because we did skip a few. Well, we really gave our predictions, but Tottenham, man, against Brentford, Jacob. I mean,
Wait, did you get Rocky's prediction for Liverpool Villa?
Rocco, did you say your thoughts on that?
I say 2-1-1.
1-1, 1-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2-1 Villa. But yeah.
Well, look at you sticking your neck out, son.
Listen, I need Villa to win, man. Win, I'm begging, just get the job done tomorrow. But
Yeah,
let's-
He might, though. He
hope-
might.
Manny, your boy Martinez better be up for it tomorrow. You know that. You know that.
Oh, listen. I mean, at this stage of the season, he, if you've heard what Gabby Bonlahor has been saying on TalkSport, he's literally been up for it ever since coming back from the World Cup. Better than Ramsdale. I'd still have him back at the club. But no, he's a pantomime villain to all these soft Arsenal fans who don't like winners.
I did want to say one more thing about Villa Liverpool. You predicted Villa to win. Honestly, this guy Unai Emery, if you look at him, he looks like the cartoon version of a villain. I mean, one of those animated movies that came out, he looks just like one of the villains that came out in it. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Villa does do something crazy because he is the Premier League villain right now. No one. I was not thinking Villa's good. I thought maybe like top 10, yeah, maybe 10th or 9th, something like that. But right now, they're looking better than us. They've gotten the better of us. They got the double on us this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So from my perspective, it's like that just adds to the humiliation of how bad Tottenham are, which I guess segues into the next prediction pretty well. Brentford at home, last home match of the season. There's going to be a bunch of protests. You know, I've changed the channel's logo to resemble purple and gold until Tottenham are sold. Just whatever I could do over here from the States to show that we support the message. Just because the shambles of honestly, I've been referring to Tottenham as Embarrassment FC, just because everything we do is an embarrassment. And we were like even most recently, the most recent embarrassment we had was we came out, we weren't even talking to Nagelsmann. Don't y'all worry, we weren't even interested in him. Then Nagelsmann comes out saying, "Yeah, we talked with Tottenham. They didn't have a director of football, so they didn't really have a clear answer on their director of football.
Oh,
So therefore, I'm not going to go there." That was kind of what he said, more or less. Obviously, don't quote me, but he came out saying that he had spoken with Tottenham. And so that's just obviously it's always egg on our face. We operate at a comedic level. I don't know if there's a better contender for a
You're getting thing
circus.
on slots from Feyenoord. So I mean,
Honestly, Onslaught, listening to some of his stuff today, I didn't know much about him until we started getting linked heavy with him. And whenever it's a bald, shiny head, just because Daniel Levy has trained me, if it's a bald, shiny head, be skeptic, be go into it, a little on my heels, not necessarily on the front foot. But honestly, hey, he unseated Ajax and PSV in the Eredivisie. I know some people want to talk down that league, but there's a lot of really talented, skillful players and a lot of managers, I believe, that are willing to risk things in that league. So Arnslot, honestly, when people have asked me who I want as manager as a Spurs fan, my answer has always been the same, and this has been pretty much since Conte was, out going off to Italy, like, I need a break, and it's like, what? You're taking a break? And then he's like, oh, my liver hurts. Oh, your liver hurts, and then he comes back. Sorry,
yeah, no worries, that's fine.
but to me, since then, I was just like, okay, clearly we have no direction. We've gone through two world class managers who obviously could not get a lick out of this club. Even the one that got us to a final, we fucking sacked him. Sorry, we sacked him 5 days before the final, put Ryan Mason in charge. Then the Super League shit came out, and then we're like, Ryan Mason, you go answer for Tottenham Hotspur about the Super League. We are an embarrassment. We operate at, like I said, a comedic level. So Tottenham versus Brentford, final home match. I could see us literally, you could flip the pancake one way or the other. It's going to be a stomping, I think a 4-0, maybe a 4-1 for Brentford. Um, that's how I felt. But with no Ivan Tony, it might be closer to like a 2-1. You know what I mean? I don't see
Yeah,
Brentford putting. They really run through Ivan Tony. From what I've seen of Brentford, I've highly rated Tony when he was in the Championship. That's a league I like to pay attention to because to me it feels like as an American that's like the minor leagues to the Premier League. So I like to see what kind of crop you could get out of there, and that's one of the guys that I have pegged. Hey, that's who we should back up years before they even came out. I said that's the guy we should go get to back up Harry Kane. Let him come along. He's come along nicely aside from the betting thing. Maybe he was pretty good at it, and that's why they stopped. And the casino calls said, "Hey, your striker's making too much money off of me right now. He's betting too well. He
yeah,
knows the league." So I don't know. But as far as I don't really have much hope. I don't really care either. If we win, I'll be like, nice. Obviously, I get a chub anytime Sonny or Kane score because those are my guys. But outside of that, I don't really care because I don't necessarily want Europa. I wouldn't mind conference because that's kind of like the talent level we have. That's kind of our ambition. We won't even try in that, as you've seen the first year when we were in it. It was supposed to be a Tottenham Roma final, Jose versus whoever we appointed 70 some days after we fired him. That's what it was written to be in the stars. And obviously, Tottenham will always be Tottenham. And whatever you think we're going to do, we'll do the opposite. So, if you think we're going to get stomped by Brentford, we might squeak out of there with a win. Who knows?
you keep Harry Kane, I'll be fine. But yeah, we do have Ahmad joining us. How you doing, man? Big up for you joining.
I am doing fine. Thank you so much for having me on. And big up to all the guys here, and big up to all the people in the chat.
Yeah, nice to meet
Smash
you,
the
man.
like, don't forget.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. But yeah, man. I mean, I can't remember when the last time I got a Liverpool fan. I think it was once. But yeah, man. Big up for joining. But yeah, Tottenham Brentford. I mean, I'm gonna go through on Brentford. I see Brentford. I see Brentford winning this game. Yes, they don't have Tony, but Tottenham right now they're in a shambles, man. They can't even get the manager. They can't even sort that out. Half their players they want to leave. So I'm saying through on Brentford. Rocco, what about you, Rocco?
I'm saying 2-0. No, 1-1, I reckon.
1-1. Manny, what about you?
Yeah, listen, I think Spurs might just. It's fun. It's funny with them, as our dear friend from US of A said. I know why he did that. That's brilliant. Just when you think that they're in
You
dire
like that?
straits, and they'll. I do. Just when you think that they're in dire straits, they end up, you know, um, uh, doing the walk of life. I hope you saw what I did there.
I do, my friend. You are very clever. Everywhere I've seen you, you are very clever. I
I
respect
try.
you, and you
I
sound
try.
you sound nice as well. So it's nice to finally share the screen with you. I don't know if we maybe did on Eugene's channel, Spurssuasion,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I
but
mean,
that's
obviously,
where I've seen you there and like Bobby K and
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, and I love coming on that channel. Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I come in peace. I don't engage in ridiculous banter, and what you see is what you get with me. And just when you think the Spurs might put in a good performance, they end up coming a cropper. But this home game really should be make or break for several players in that squad who I believe could very well be playing for their futures. Some of them actually were purchased at the beginning of the season. I think a lot was expected of them. I think they've started to fade away a bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if they, come together and really provide the um, visiting fans with something at least to, cheer in some respects and then go home happy with. And they do have a better chance of making Europe than Brentford. So I'm expecting them to take it seriously and make sure that they get the result. Of course, Brentford do have attacking threats apart from Ivan Toney, but of late the Spurs defence does seem to have settled a little bit.
Yeah,
But
we'll make anyone look world class. Just
yeah,
call it straight. We'll make anyone. Kiefer Sutherland from I can't remember, was it Sheffield? I don't even know where he plays. He almost had a hat trick on us. I mean, you can go down the list. We make average players look world class. Our defense. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just had to emphasize that I agree with you. It doesn't matter what formation, who you start out there. And Buemo, I think he's been doing pretty well for Brentford too. Uh,
yeah, but
our
I will tell
defense
you
is
some. I will tell you
dusted.
something. I think the lesson has been learned. Do not ever consider playing a back four again. Always stick to a back three in the midfield four, and make sure you get the right players in. No Eric Dyer. I think Oliver Skip has looked quite good, and yeah, I think I should. I'm going to go for a Tottenham win here, 2-1. It'll either be Son or Kane who'll get the goals, or maybe Richarlison might bag one. You don't know, and maybe Embuemo will get a
Offside.
consolation for
He'll be
Brentford.
offsides. His shirt will come
Yeah,
off. He'll be offsides. Don't worry about it. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
poor bugger.
don't
But
forget, Harry Kane always owns the London derby. I know it is a very mini London derby, but it is still
Yeah.
a London derby, and he always smashes the goals, be it Crystal Palace, be it Arsenal. So I do see Spurs winning the match. Brentford are somewhat on beach right now. They have nothing much to play for, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Regarding the Spurs, I have few things to say. As much as it is down to the manager, but one thing you can guarantee, they have like changed four managers this season right now. Like if you can
Yeah.
include interim manager or to the bare minimum three, the way they start off the games, it is more down to the players and the managers. If any of manager was to take out of the system or something like that, it is more the indictment on the players there, the soft and fragile mentality there. And I do think like two things on Spurs. I will sign off on Spurs thing, and let's go on with chat. First thing first, I think for Spurs to move on, of course, they need to have proper technical director of football. If they can back up new manager, whoever they want to choose. And the point I want to make is Spurs have to rebrand their product, and it has to be without Harry Kane. Because whatever system you want to prefer, whatever system new manager would want to play, you must defend first better. Okay. Even Jurgen Klopp, when came in first season, we were scoring like outscoring goals, like outscoring other opponents. But then we fixed our defensive issues with Alisson, Fabinho, Van Dijk. We sold Felipe Coutinho, and we were all like worrying how would we copy, how would we create in the midfield. We went flat with Fabinho, Henderson, and Milner. That is a separate discussion for separate show. For defending, I think it starts from forward line, and Harry Kane doesn't pass like much, and it is fair to say he doesn't pass at all these days, like alongside the whole team. So defense starts from press, like from the very front. In my eyes, in the modern football, you have to start pressing from the front, and Hurricane doesn't much as their back line is so prone to individual errors, systematic errors. Just system needs to be fixed. Back four, back three, whatever, whichever manager comes in, he would have philosophy in his own mind, but new outlook of Spurs has to be without Hurricane. That is my first point. And shortly, I do think it might be like unpopular call, but the stage where Spurs are at, I think Brendan Rodgers is a good choice for you guys.
Yeah. Listen, for me, Tottenham, just keep Ryan Mason in charge. Listen, he's a proper Tottenham. I know people say proper Chelsea, but Ryan Mason is a proper Spursy, and
You said the right word there, Spursy. Spursy. His first appointment in charge, his first game that he ran, he benched an informed Gareth Bale who was banging in goals left and right for us. We were getting him healthy for the Euros. All right. And what did Ryan Mason do? Benched him for Lucas Moura. Tanguy and Ndombele was scoring goals left and right, actually sort of looking similar to a player that we actually tried to sign him for. And what did he do? He benched him for who? Harry Winks. This guy is Spursy. Keep him in. Help him. I've said this. I've been saying this. Keep Ryan Mason in because at the end of the day, if he was the captain of the Titanic, he would have sank it, and then probably half the time it took for it to actually sink. So he's good for helping the thing crash and burn and die, and maybe then from the ashes like a phoenix we can rise again. But I think massive overhaul in the way that we operate needs to be handled. If you look at from the academy level, we are in shambles. Nani Madueke now signed for 30 million to Chelsea. He went to PSV on a free because there was no pathway from the academy to the first team. Because what do? We don't have any managers that played the academy kids first of all, and then second that try to utilize them in any way. So there's just no hope in the academy. There's no hope in the first team. There's no hope in the chairman. The physio room. Don't even get me started on the black hole that is the Spurs physio room. Oliver Skip almost became a victim of it. Eric Lamela, look at him, bagging a goal to get into the UEL final. And what do we have him? Most of the time he was in the physio room, hanging out, having a good time, sipping on mate, whatever the hell he wanted to do, because he wasn't training, he wasn't playing. He did get the Puskas, but like this is the state of Spurs. I mean, we're about to let another couple academy kids go on a free. One in Romain Mundel. Remember his name? That kid's going to be a superstar. He recently rejected a contract. We tried to offer him a 5-year contract. He said, "Hell no, I'm leaving in 6 weeks." So shambles.
Yeah, 100%. We do have Oli here. Oli, how you doing, man?
Big up. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Big up, family. Sorry, I was there. I was watching the Bolton game, but it got boring because they were losing 1-0. So, yeah, I thought I'd hop on.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. So, yeah. Gonna go through the. Ryan says keep smashing likes. Big up to you, Ryan. Yeah, smash those likes, guys. Get the likes up and do check others. But yeah, let's move on now. I'm gonna get obviously the Liverpool game. I think we've all done our predictions, but except from Ahmad. So, Liverpool are playing Aston Villa. Are you confident for tomorrow, Ahmad? Can you get the 3 points tomorrow?
I am looking forward to the game. It won't be a comfortable victory as a Leicester game. Emery has done fantastic job. Yes, we won the reverse fixture against them at their own ground, but even then they've created a lot of troubles for us. New system is working well. Few players are really reaping the rewards for new system. But two things to like two caveats to that. One is emotional side of things. Bobby Firmino and James Milner, two absolute legends of Liverpool, would be departing. Last home game for Liverpool. And the other thing I am slightly worried of is the same time Manchester United would be playing against Bournemouth. Of course, mathematically Liverpool are not out of Champions League race. Our players and more so the fans, the atmosphere would be checking on the score each and every minute. And that atmosphere, like if Manchester United score first away to Bournemouth, that atmosphere might transcend down to the players and it might have negative impact on players. That is a bit worried part. And of course, the way the compactness of Unai Emery with 4-4-2, the triangle he creates for fast and quick transitions to Watkins and Bundia, that is another caveat which I am worried of. I am okay with the system, how we are going. I am confident with the players, with the system itself. There are two worries that I have mentioned out. First is the players. I am really okay on that point. Like really assured that players would have clarity in my mind that emotional side is of like we can do all the emotional side of things after the 90 minutes, kill the 90 minutes first. Second part is more intriguing and it will have more uh, impact. If you can remember the last match day on last season, City were playing the same time, Liverpool were playing the same time. Atmosphere was nervous. Of course, it was nervous before the match. We were going for the quadruple, and of course, we had the chance to win the match. But atmosphere won't be full up to that buzz because fans would all the time would be checking the scoreline and stuff like that. So these are two my worrying points. But if you could ask my predictions, I am going that we will have to outscore them and we will outscore them by 3 goals to 2. Watkins always scores us. And I have a bold call to make. I have, because Arsenal fan is here. Sorry, I don't remember other guys here. I think two Arsenal representatives are on board right now. If I am, yeah, yeah. So I have a bold call to make. I think Watkins is a player bound to be uh, at the club of Liverpool, like not Liverpool right now, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United. Put him into any of those managers, any of those systems. He is such a good number 9. So these are my takes on Liverpool
We got
versus
Jesus,
Arsenal.
mate. We don't need him.
Would love to hear from you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Ollie said, I mean, we've already got Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah, although many of us aren't satisfied with him. And
Yeah.
the club have made it clear that they're not really interested in getting a striker. We also do have a certain Mr. Balogun who might be coming back from France, and he will either look to try to fight for a spot on the team, or he might decide to secure a permanent move away. If we do go
USA,
for a strike, if we do,
USA, USA.
oh yes, oh
I
yes,
mean, he
you're
is
getting
playing for the USA now. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
USA. That's what I'm talking. We got a striker, baby. I was excited, but
So
then
wait,
I
man,
couldn't show my
wait,
excitement
wait up.
on Twitter, or else I get flamed for it. Because obviously he's an Arsenal boy, but
Yeah, but I think Watkins could potentially be an improvement on Nketiah in a way. But then we also consider that we have Gabriel Martinelli, who's also more than capable of
Yeah.
playing as a
Yeah.
forward, although Arteta likes to use him as a winger. We could
Trossard, does
maybe
he play up front?
following season, but not maybe not next season. I think, but I think
Manny,
Watkins.
can't Trossard play up front?
Trossard is a utility player. We've tried him on the wing. He's looked okay. I'm not too sure as a centre forward or a false 9 he'd do
Right.
the job though. But if Aston Villa do secure European football, I expect Watkins and some of the other key players to stay
Yeah,
at
definitely.
Villa.
And one question to all of you. I know I know how much I rate, how much I love Bobby Firmino. I want opposition fans. How do you rate him as footballer? How do you see his contribution at Liverpool Football Club? I want to hear as a opposing fans. How do you rate? I absolutely love he has been so instrumental. So I want to listen before I go over emotional. I would be teary-eyed tomorrow, especially. Yeah.
I understand. I understand. In addition to Firmino, I think a lot of other players are leaving. Oxlade Chamberlain, Keita, and also the legend that is James Milner. I like Firmino. He's been good quality and certainly played a very key role. I mean, a lot of people will obviously take a look at Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane, but Firmino's role in that forward line has been the one that's been the most glossed over. And he's been a pivotal player in your success. It was heartbreaking that he wasn't able to make the Brazil squad, although given their quarterfinal exit to penalties, he probably didn't miss very much. I think a new challenge might be the best thing for him as he hopes to, get his mind right and continue playing well. Maybe staying at Liverpool might not be the best situation for him, but he's left his mark as a Brazilian in the Premier League, and I think he'll be a big loss. And any team that gets him will be very, very lucky to have him. And I hope he does well. Boa sorte e faça maravilhosa. Obrigado, Roberto. And that's Portuguese for good luck and do very well. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, good one, good one.
Yeah,
What about others? How do you feel about him?
yeah. Listen, I think he's been a great servant for Liverpool. Always scores against Man United, but it is what it is. Yeah. Listen, he's a great player, man. I rate him a lot. Yeah. But obviously Liverpool with you guys having Nunes, I think you guys have already planned before you even made the decision to replace him. So yeah, obviously I can understand why Liverpool fans get emotional, but yeah, he's been a good servant, and obviously I think he's going to go back to it's Brazil or somewhere else. So yeah, man, fair play to Firmino. Very good player for me. Ollie, what about you, Ollie?
What about
I want to add
Firmino?
two things. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go Ollie, go.
Yeah, but I think it's time. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you go?
Yeah. I think he's a good player for you guys. But I think it's time for him to go. He's been at your club for a while, and you've got players like Salah, Gakpo, Luis Diaz and stuff who can play up there. But I do expect you to recruit in the summer now. I think you have a good window if you do make the top four. If you get Europa League, I think not many people want to go to Liverpool because they want to play in Champions League football. But yeah, Sadi's leaving, but I guess you probably have to recruit a new striker now and see what happens. But I did expect him to leave soon. I'm not sure where he would go though. Maybe he goes to a European club or elsewhere, like internationally, maybe America, or a lot of players seem to be going to Saudi Arabia now, so maybe there or somewhere. But I probably expect him to go to a European club or maybe even a Premier League club if they need him. Obviously, probably not Arsenal. I don't think he'll go to Arsenal. Maybe a big club like Man United, or maybe probably not Man United. Actually, I don't. Man City. I don't know. I don't see him staying in the Premier League. He'll probably go somewhere European, or I don't really think Brazil. Brazil probably have a league, but I don't think he would go there. But yeah, sad loss for you guys. But I think he'll definitely stay in Europe. And you do need to recruit in the summer, maybe another striker or maybe midfielder or defender.
Get you a
Probably not a
Richarlison.
goalkeeper. Yeah, get rid of Richarlison in replacement instead of Firmino. But yeah, Sadi's going, but I think its time has come to go Liverpool.
Yeah. Okay, two stats to hit down. Second most goal contributions in Jurgen Klopp era. Of course, Mo Salah is number one under the Jurgen Klopp tenure. He has second most goal contribution, and he is the third most used player in Jurgen Klopp. Like it has been 6 seasons, 6 full seasons, so you can count 50 games each season. And it speaks volumes of him. And we have deployed all sort of system. In early days, we were heavy metal, full heavy throttle transitions and whatnot. Then since we have signed Thiago, we have kind of drifted in towards possession-based football. And even in the seasons ongoing, he has done so good contributions. That is to uh, define one liner for me is he is a man of all seasons and all systems. Whether we are going through thick and thins, away days at trenches, we call luck and we call some sort of solidity. He will provide that. And one more thing, which is more important than footballing side of things, is for last 18 months or so, he knew his role has been declining, his physical form, his physical health has been declining. The players were replacing him, his role. The player were taking him his positions. Should I put in that way? But he never complained. He never complained that why I am not being given more and more chances. He whether he was sitting on the bench, he would always contribute with smile, would always wear the jersey with pride, would always contribute much to the training, to the tactics. And if you are seeing the development of Cody Gakpo, I know it's still early days, too early to call him a Bobby Firmino replacement and whatnot. He is a proven Premier League player. I am reserving that judgment, but he has shown good signs. And again, that is down to Bobby Firmino. He is learning so much from him. So, if anybody symbolifies Liverpool Football Club, not only as like football, but as the culture of Liverpool Football Club, it is him, and he makes the sense of what Jurgen Klopp wanted to do. So my huge shout out to, of course, I don't want to forget the services of James Milner, the man of Rabona, won it all, came here to win European trophies. Of course, he has
Yeah.
done it all at Manchester City, he has done it heroics at Leeds, at Aston Villa, Newcastle. In the first season, we lost Europa League final and people were mocking him and what not. He has been pushing us to the trenches. Norwich away game, I do remember we won 5 goals to 4. That Adam Lallana last minute finish. He scored 2 goals in that match. He delivered the ball to Dejan Lovren in comeback against Borussia Dortmund in UEFA Europa League uh, uh, semi-final. It was no quarter-final. It was so yeah. So many moments. 100% penalty conversion rate at Liverpool. Such an underrated facet to his game. I always feel comfortable when he is on penalty spot.
Yeah.
Wonderful servant. Of course, when we are about to like in his last legging days, you can say, when we are about to close out the game, I always want him on. But huge respect for him as well, and would be absolutely clapping 90 minutes for him tomorrow. So yeah, massive shout out to both of them.
Yeah, man. Shout out to them. But yeah, let's move on because of time. Let's do score predictions now for these remaining games. Wolverhampton, Everton. I'm gonna say 2-0 Wolves. Money.
Yeah, 2-0 Wolves. I think Wolves just look a little bit stronger. And ironically, their decision to send Connor Cody away has proved to be the right decision in the end. Cody is now struggling to get a game with Everton, and he obviously won't play under the terms of the loan agreement. So, yeah, Everton are still going to struggle to score goals. I know they whipped Brighton 5-1, but that was as freakish a result as you could possibly get in a season that has been so freakish. It's literally scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wolves should beat Everton quite handily. 2-0.
Yeah, 100%. Right, Jacob's not there, so I'm gonna go Ollie. Wolverhampton versus Everton.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Jacob. Wolverhampton.
My thoughts. I don't know. I like Sean Dyche. I'm a fan of Sean Dyche. I think he's going to want to at least get a squeak out of draw from this result, just to get a little bit more safety from Leeds. So, because honestly, I think Leeds playing us final match of the season. That's going to be great for Leeds because we're at Ellen Road, and you know what happens if the crowd's a little mean, the team plays a little aggressive. You never know what could happen in the first 20 minutes of that match. We might concede five to lead. So I like Everton to really go out there and give it a fight. Wolves, they're not really fighting for anything, really. They already stayed up. They were a little bit in danger earlier this season, but I really don't see what they're going to be fighting for. So I'm not going to see much drive and fight out of those guys, in my opinion. I would like Everton in this one to squeak out a draw, maybe a 1-1, 2-2, just a typical Sean Dyche type of game. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be boring. It's going to be all those things. I don't see where Wolves get 2 goals. I can see one, coming off the wing or something, maybe one of their center backs on a set piece or something. I don't know, but also I'm a big fan of Adama Traore. They ain't been starting Adama Traore, and really that's what happens when you don't start Adama Traore. You start dropping results. So they fell into the formula of not starting Adama, and they're really not fighting for anything. So like, what's Lopetegui? What's he really trying to do? So I don't see Wolves going out there with much bite. I think you see what I did there. I don't think. I just see Sean Dyche making this a nasty, gritty 1-1 draw so they can get another point and just keep a little bit more safety. Because Leeds is coming. Leeds are right there. I think let me see. Leeds is at 31 points. Everton's at 32. So yeah, if they can get 30, they may even want to get the win. Maybe see if Forest can make a little bit more. But there's a lot to play for, and when your back's against the wall and you have a seasoned vet at the helm like Sean Dyche, I like your chances to at least keep climbing yourself out of that well. So I'm gonna say, you know what, just for the sake of diversity, I'm gonna say 2-1 Everton, 2-1, 3-1 Everton.
Yeah.
They're gonna
So
they're gonna
clearly-
Dyche it. They're gonna Sean
So
Dyche
clear-
it, man.
So clearly, you think the Toffees are not going to be afraid of the big bad Wolves.
No, they will not. I see what you did there, but I think Everton get this one for sure, at least a draw. But I'm just for the sake of going for it, really put my neck out there for these Toffees. As much as I want to see Everton go down, when they appointed Sean Dyche, I was like, they're staying up. There's no way that. I mean, this is the guy, right? It's him or Big Sam. Leeds got Big Sam, so I don't know. I fear for Nottingham Forest, but I definitely think Everton's gonna come out with something with this one.
100%. Ollie, what about you? What do you think about Wolverhampton vs Everton?
Yeah, I'm going different, Trevor, and I'm going 1-1. I think it'll be a boring game. Two teams who are, kind of fighting for relegation. Everton more than Wolves. But I just don't see it going either way. It could even be a 0-0 boring game, but I'm going 1-1 for me. Yeah, 1-1.
Okay. Armand, what about you?
Yeah, I echo his thoughts. I think Wolves don't score much, and Everton have consumed all of their goals against Brighton. So, won't be a surprise if it is a 0-0 draw, and at max 1-1 draw. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Next game is Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal. I mean, Manny, is the title still on for Arsenal?
No. No. And to all of these Arsenal fans on Twitter who still think that City could somehow end up drawing with Chelsea and losing to Brentford and Brighton, all we have to do is win. Behave yourselves. Knock it off. Pack it in. It's over.
I
We
can't
don't
blame
deserve-
those fans. Hang on, man, because you got a little bit of hope left. Like
Jacob,
I
don't
don't
worry,
blame
they got-
those fans.
Jacob, they got a bigger
It's
fish to
the
fry, so
hope
let's see.
that kills you, mate. You've done.
It
you know
is the
how
hope, yeah. But
it
I'm a
is
Tottenham
the hope.
fan, so I know what it's like to hold on to pain and hope till the last second. And then something like a
yep.
Sissoko armpit will.
Yeah, and we're coming up against a team who many people wanted to see go down, and I know that Mr. Mather in the chat will not be best pleased with the fact that Forest might end up staying up. I'm sure he'll be hoping that we smash them at the City ground, and it could happen because I do take a look at that Forest team, and I see a rather disjointed team in many ways. Somehow they've been able to pull out some results. I mean, the 5-3, or was it the 4-2? I forget which. That result against Southampton, where in a high-scoring game, was probably, a performance they needed, and they had to do well. And obviously, with the likes of Awoniyi and several other players in decent form, they do pose a threat. But defensively, I really don't rate them too much. And of course, the ex-Tottenham defender Serge Aurier. I don't think he's in the picture now. There's been a lot of rotation in that squad due to injuries and so forth, and I really don't believe that Cooper, the boss, even knows what his first team would be. And I think Ryan said it perfectly. Boo, Forest. Yeah, so he's hoping that we thrash them, and I think we need to try and put in the performance that we should have put in against Brighton. And I think, again, we should have a field day with their back line. Even though they do have the world-class Keylor Navas in goal, I don't think he's suited to Premiership football. Any high balls that come in from a corner, he could very well be caught out. And I think it will be up to us, the likes of Gabriel, Kirior, and some of our other heading specialists, to try to put one over on them. We should be able to win, but it really should be academic. And of course, if we do not win, then City will, of course, secure the title on a Sunday. That is the day after. And
If they
I mean,
win.
actually, if we lose, then they're crowned champions anyway. So this is a game where we really need to show that we are not going to just roll over and die. Sadly, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose, but I think, given that it is a mismatch in quality, I think Arsenal should win this. And I'm going to be brave and go for a 3-1 scoreline. No clean sheet for Aaron Ramsdale, but at least we'll get the 3 points.
Interesting. Ollie, I'll come to you now. How do you see this game going?
Yeah, for me, I just wanted to say I got some new headphones, all red for Arsenal. I left my other ones. I went to a festival recently and left them at my dad's friend's house we were staying at. But yeah, moving on to the game, the title's over for me. I even told my mate at college at the start of the season that we'll win the league, and he laughed at me. And then towards the end of the season, he was like, "Oh, I kind of believe you now." And then obviously we fell off, and I knew we were going to fall off. I knew Man City would win the league, and I think if Man City win it, it's going to be so boring. Winning it 3 years in a row. Why can't they just be a new person? I really would. A stat as well. We've been, top of the table for 93% of the season, and it's just embarrassing that we've messed it up now. And it's probably the biggest, bottle we've had ever, like bottle season. But looking at Man City's fixtures, they got Chelsea at home. They should be a win for that, and if they do win that, they'll win the league. Brighton away is probably their toughest game out of the year, and then Brentford away is quite tough as well. But the miracle for us to win the league is for us to win our remaining 2 games, which is Nottingham Forest away, this game, of course, and then Wolves at home, which should be 2 easable games. Obviously, we hope Man City lose to Chelsea, which won't happen. Possibly get a draw against Brighton and then lose to Brentford. That would win us the title, but that's not going to happen. I think what costs us the league is Man City being they're not losing any games. And those 3 draws and the loss affected us, especially, the Southampton game, which we were 2-0 down, fair enough. 2-0 up against Liverpool and West Ham, and we messed that up. So the 3 draws and the Man City loss kind of cost the title. And then we won a bit of a form again, beating Chelsea, beating Newcastle, but it's still not good enough. And for me, finishing second isn't bad. I mean, I didn't stream this week, but I'm going to stream next week about the review. And then at the end of the season, I'm going to do a season review. And look, finishing second isn't bad. We've been in the title race. We qualified for Champions League. No one would have expected us to finish second. We got top 4. Obviously, we didn't win any trophies and we didn't win the league. But finishing second isn't a bad season. It's not a good season. It's not a decent season. It's an okay season for me. But moving on to the game, Nottingham Forest away. Obviously, if it was at home, obviously the home reverse fixture was 5-0. It would have been, if it was at home, it would have easily been another 5-0. But for me, I went with a kind of short, I do agree with Money. I don't think it's a clean sheet for Ramsdale, even though I really want it to. But I'm going with 2-1 Arsenal. I do think it could be a fresh, 3-1, 4-1, maybe even a clean sheet, 2-0 or something like that. But this is a must-win game, and obviously it's putting pressure on Man City, because if we do win, they have to win their game. Even a draw would be good enough. Actually, no, a draw could be not enough if they lose their last 2 games. But yeah, should be an easy win for us, hopefully. We do need a miracle to win the league now. Man City just somehow drop points, but I don't see them dropping any points. The only time I do is against Brighton, because Brighton away is a very tough game, even though we beat them away. Brentford away as well, we beat them like 3-0 away or whatever. But yeah, must win for us, even though Man City are going to win their game. But I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. I want it to be more. I don't hate Forest like Ryan says. Joel's, kind of put it in the chat. His dad's a Forest fan, so I kind of have a soft spot for them, and I do want them to stay up. I'm sorry, Ryan, but yeah, I think they'll stay up. Looking at the table, they're basically safe. It's between Everton, Leeds, Leicester, and Southampton, and for me, I want Everton instead of Leeds to go down, and I think Southampton will finish bottom, Leicester 19th. It would be funny if Everton go down. They've been in the Premier League for so long, and then Leeds stay up. But it's also going to be interesting next year with all the new arrivals. Of course, we'll find out if Luton or Middlesbrough will go through, and obviously, if Luton do go through, it'll be the worst away end in the Premier League because you have to go through a house to go up into the stands. You have to go into their back garden to go into the ground, and then obviously Coventry. It's kind of a Premier League stadium. It's quite a good stadium. And then obviously Burnley and Sheffield United coming up. So that'd be interesting to see Burnley back in the Premier League. And then obviously Sheffield United, who haven't been in the Premier League for a while, and obviously a former team for Ramsdale. So if he still Arsenal's number one, he'll be playing against his former team. And Bournemouth, obviously. So he's got a few former teams if Sheffield United do come up. Obviously they are. But yeah, it should be an easy win for Arsenal. Obviously, outside the Premier League as well, one of my second teams, Bolton, are playing tonight, and they're currently losing. So if they do lose, they won't be going to the playoff finals. But if they do win, they'll be playing Sheffield Wednesday to fight for a place into the Championship, which I'd love them to get back in the Championship, try and fight for playoffs again, maybe. Second half started still 1-0. But yeah, 2-1 Arsenal, I'm going. Yeah. It will obviously be 1 point behind City until they play. If we win, and if we lose, the league's done. Man City have won the league regardless. Because if we do lose, we'll be on 81 points, and we can get a maximum of 84. And Man City have 85. And if we win both our games, we have a maximum of 87 points. Man City are on 85. So goal difference with 2 draws wouldn't be good enough. All we need is, out of their 3 games, we need them to draw 1 and then lose 2. But that's not going to happen. But the league. Yeah, second isn't bad. I'll stop talking now, but it should be a 2-1 Arsenal. Hopefully we get the win, and pray to the best that Chelsea do get some result, but win. It should be an easy win for Arsenal 2-1.
Yeah, 100%. Man, what about you? What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I think my prediction is 2 goals each, so it would be a draw and title done and dusted formally. I want to shout out to Joel and his dad, because his dad is Nottingham Forest fan. I do want them to stay, and the reason was the way they paid homage and respect to Hillsborough families at Anfield back in last month. There was anniversary. Away fans are not supposed to do any sort of celebration, like any sort of tributes, any sort of homages. They put on a 1-minute clap that started from away end, and then our home and clap for 4 minutes. That gained respect. Of course, they put on a really, really tough test to our Liverpool. We won by 1 goal margin. So big up to dad of Joel. I do want them to stay, and I do see them getting a point. Arsenal have the patterns are developing in even with and without Sleba. Their backline were leaking goals. The pattern now is mentality is down to the knees, if you know what I mean. So I do see Forest troubling them, and it would be open to 2 goals each contest. So Forest to stay in the league, big up Joel's dad, and Arsenal, goodbye for the title. It is a reminiscence of 2013-2014 Liverpool title charge.
Yeah.
100%. And obviously, Jacob, Forest versus Arsenal, what do you think?
I actually, as much as I don't like to say it, I think Arsenal are going to get a win here. I think that's going to make it just a little bit more interesting for the end of the season, both at the top of the table, at the bottom of the table. I don't know. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of a big believer in the, having hope, believing in the impossible. Shout out Inter. Maybe they could get the final done in the Champions League. It's kind of the same mentality. I feel so. Arsenal, I think. Hey, didn't they just bring in a dog? a win dog,
Yeah.
a dog for the wins. So
Come
Yeah,
come
on.
on,
Jacob, listen. This is yeah, this is ridiculous. I mean,
come on,
this
the
reminds
dog.
me. Yeah, one thing you probably don't know about me is that I studied. I did my master's programs in America. I was in Tampa at UT, and every now and then there'd be this organization which would bring in these animals, these dogs rather, for petting sessions in case people wanted to, you know, just just sort of let their hair down and release a little bit of tension because I mean you can't go wrong with petting some puppies. But to get a dog in, I mean,
Yeah.
in heaven's name, does Arteta
And
think
win. Is they going to win with a god called Win?
ridiculous? It's absolutely stupid.
Well, see
And,
here also in the States, what they'll do when there's like a natural disaster or some kind of horrific event, there's companies that they're like volunteer programs. They just take trauma dogs. They just take a bunch of dogs who want to love on you, and they go to the victims' families and the people suffering from whatever traumatic event, and they all just like it's like big golden retrievers and they're all just like like the cutest dogs, right? It's like something out of a Hallmark movie. So maybe that's kind of the thought. Is like we're going through some trauma right now. We've kind of fumbled the title, so maybe a nice trauma dog will help ease the pain. Who knows? But you got to find a reason. To me, that's why I think Arsenal will get the win here. I just don't rate Nottingham Forest defensive. Their players. I mean, where Serge Aurier's winning Player of the Month or something like that, something's not going right at your club. So, to me, they spent a bunch of money trying to stay up. I'm going to actually disagree on the Keeler Navas thing. I think he can hang in the Premier League, but that back line, I mean, shit, they're not doing him any favors at all. When you look at, I was just looking at some of his stats. So he's conceded 32 goals, and he's saved it 48 times. So to me, that's like 80 shots on target that he's had to deal with. And he's dealt with more than half of them. Two goals,
60% to be exact.
yeah, 3 saves a game. I mean, when you have 3 saves a game, that's a hat trick. I play goalie, so I like to defend goalies. I'm in the keepers union personally, so I got my membership card somewhere around here. Oh, there it is. Here, let me get. There it is. See membership. So I like to defend keepers and Keylor Navas. A keeper can only be. I mean, you look at Courtois. He had 2 world-class saves, and what happened? His team kept letting him down repeatedly, over and over and over. And my thing is, like, you may be the dude from the Matrix when it comes to dodging a bullet, but when you shoot just too many bullets, eventually one of them's going to get you. A couple might get you. You know what I mean? I think that's the case with Keylor Navas as far as in the Premier League.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I rate Navas highly. I mean, what happened to him at PSG was just criminal. I definitely do not rate Gianluigi Donnarumma, and I'm happy to see that Navas is enjoying life. Maybe, I mean, the more games he plays, he can continue to get even better, but he might need to join a team other than Nottingham Forest. I think he's getting wasted over there, really.
He did
Yeah,
quite
no,
well for
I
Real
agree
Madrid.
100%. Sorry.
He did quite well when he
Yeah.
was at Real Madrid.
I'm just gonna go through the comments from Ryan. He says, "Do
3
managers even
Champions
choose-"
Leagues, quite well.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, sorry.
Ryan says, "Do managers even choose players nowadays? It's not down to him to get players. It seems. I mean, these directors of footballs apparently know what football's about when they clearly don't. Exactly. Yeah, can't football or at the top to back to being a proper sport. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Right. Let's move on now. Let's move on quickly. Run through these games. West Ham Leeds. I'm saying 3-0 West Ham. Manny.
2-0.
Cool. Ollie.
Yeah, let me just see what I said. I think it's going to be a West Ham win, and I went with a 2-1 West Ham. I see Leeds scoring even though they're away and they're not that good this season, but West Ham, they should be winning this game at home. You've got the likes of Declan Rice, who's hopefully coming to Arsenal with Xhaka leaving. They've got the likes, Paqueta, Antonio up front, and obviously congratulations to West Ham getting through to the Conference League final. Obviously, if they do win that, they'll qualify for Europa League and keep going up. Hopefully, maybe even a few years, 10 years, whatever, they'll be in the Champions League one day if they qualify for the league or if they win the Europa League. But yeah, congrats, West Ham. Hopefully you do win. Is it against Fiorentina?
Yeah.
So Fiorentina, good team. I think they won their game 3-1, so it's going to be a tough game. But I do favour an English side to win. So hopefully West Ham can get the win. But yeah, 2-1 for me. I could have been a clean sheet for West Ham. Fabianski isn't a bad keeper, obviously, former Arsenal player.
It was
but
Areola who played, not Fabianski.
Areola, yeah. Areola played, sorry. Wait, so why isn't Fabianski playing?
Because he's not the first choice, Ollie. He's not the first choice, so yeah.
Is that number one, though?
No, they like to switch around. So
Yeah, so Areola on goal. I don't think he'll get a clean sheet, but 2-1 West Ham. They should get a win in this. Don't see Leeds getting even a point in this game. West Ham are definitely safe.
Yeah.
They're not really fighting for anything anymore, so 3 points don't really mean anything. But for Leeds, they need a win on the board to stay up.
Yeah, 100%. Ahmad, what about you? What do you think?
Ahmed, you're muted.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think West Ham will rotate after the midweek trip to Netherlands, but I do see them getting a win, 1-0, low quality football match, 1-0 win to West Ham.
Horace, you there?
Yeah, 1-0 win to West Ham.
1-0 to West Ham. Arrest.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I'm here. But yeah, Jacob, what about you? What do you think about this game, West Ham versus Leeds?
Yeah, as Ollie said, West Ham not really fighting for much. I don't see them going out there much. Leeds back against the wall. They're a team I actually have a little bit of a soft spot for personally. No, and it's not because the USA ties, which shout out Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, and Weston McKinney, but it is. I saw a great documentary about him. Russell Crowe narrated it, and I love Russell Crowe, so. I have a little bit of a soft spot for Leeds just because I enjoyed that documentary and I enjoyed watching their journey, getting promoted back up again. So it was fun for me to watch as kind of a neutral. And so I don't want to see him go down just yet. I think they're the guy who bought over that club. I like the guy. He seems like a good guy, and I feel like he got into for all the right reasons. So I hope he's able to do well and stay up again. That's just me personally. I think Ellen Road, the fact that it has this dirty reputation could be. I like it for these pretty boy teams to have to go to a place like Ellen Road and really get dirty. So that's just me personally. So I see like a 1-0, 2-1 win out of this.
Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine.
Sorry about that, man. Sorry.
No worries. But yeah, listen, I expect West Ham to win that game. Last 3 games, Brighton, Southampton. Yeah, listen, 4-0 Brighton. Manny?
Brighton, Southampton. Relegated Southampton, completely disoriented, completely, demoralised. But up against a Brighton team that is good enough to beat Arsenal 3-0 at the Emirates and then lose 5-1 to Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah.
They're blowing hot and cold, which is surprising. And but again, this Southampton team looks completely demoralised. I wouldn't be surprised if they finally turn on the style and start winning, knowing that they won't have to worry about the relegation fight per se. And of course, some of those players will also be playing for their futures. Some of them will be saying goodbye to the football club. Brighton should be able to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like a Theo Walcott hat trick or something like that. But no, Brighton should win easily, 3-1.
Yeah, Ollie.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0. I don't see Southampton scoring at all. You're going to finish rock bottom. In terms of the Championship, they should be winning that, if not playoffs. I don't see them getting anything below a mid-table or even getting relegated. So I do. if they can struggle in the Premier League, they'll definitely want to come back in the Premier League, even though they'll probably go down again. But yeah, they're in the Championship. Whoever's going down with them will be decided soon. I think probably Leicester confirmed soon, and then it's either between Everton or Leeds, depending on results. So we'll wait and see. But Southampton going down, nothing to fight for, so they're going to lose this game. Obviously, yeah, Brighton, they've lost to the likes of Everton recently and Newcastle. So, but yeah, for me, no goals to Southampton. It's not going to be 4-0. It's not going to be anything more than 3. I think 3-0, could be 2, maybe even Southampton snatch a goal, 2-1 maybe, but 3-0 for me.
Yeah, Ryan's right. It doesn't work like that. So, I think that the Championship is not an easy league. Yeah, you're right. Ahmad, what about you? What do you think about Brighton versus Southampton?
I was really frustrated when Brighton rotated half of the squad against Newcastle. I wanted Brighton to win against Newcastle for the obvious reason. But of course, they were thumped by Newcastle for this very game. Southampton, I don't see their players playing for the jersey. They know their careers are settled somewhere, like majority of them, James Ward-Prowse, Lavia, Livramento, even Jay Adams. So for this very game, I am going with Brighton are always open to concede, always open to score. So 3 goals to Brighton and 1 goal to Southampton.
100%. And Jacob, what about you?
Yeah, Brighton's got everything to play for still, right? I mean, they've got European nights they're dreaming of. De Zerbi's liking the project. I'm sure he's going to put up a fight to keep some of those players around. And he's actually expressed a lot of discontent in the fact that they're looking to sell the likes of Casado in January. And they're looking to sell McAllister. He's come out and he said
to Liverpool,
that
he's going to Liverpool.
De Zerbi don't like it. So I really think that he wants to prove that with these guys he can do a job. And that passion, I mean, I got to witness it firsthand versus my club, and so it's one of those things that when you're fighting for something, I really think there's extra motivation there. There's that extra 10% that you can get out of yourself when you're really trying to prove a point. You're really trying to get a goal accomplished, with your teammates. So to me, I see Brighton walking away heavily with this one. Southampton, they're done, nothing to play for. They're just going out to kick the ball and not get embarrassed, I think. But I think it'll be a modest 3-1, maybe just a 3-0, just an easy 3 or 4-0. Brighton should do this easily. But with that said, I do, you never know. James Ward-Prowse may want to go out with a bang, maybe he'll get a couple free kicks outside the box or something. I don't know. I love James Ward-Prowse to sneak a goal against anybody, really.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Ollie, look in the private chat for me. But yeah, Brian says these players should be forced to play in the Championship because why should they jump? Listen, 100%. Yeah, they should be forced. Yeah, 100%. They should be forced just because obviously Southampton got relegated. I don't want to jump ships, but yeah, 100%. Man, yeah, listen, Ruben Sellers, man, these fans are better. Yeah, they've been let down week in, week out. Yeah, 100%. Not sure they really care what happens as long as they get paid. These players are more private. Exactly. Let's move on now to the next 2 games. Man City versus Chelsea. All Arsenal fans will be supporting Chelsea, but unfortunately, Man City will be crowned champions this weekend. Man City 3, Chelsea 1. Manny?
3-0. Chelsea can't score for Toffee.
Yeah. Ollie?
Yeah, it's going to be 2-1 Chelsea. Arsenal going to win the league. No, I'm joking. It's going to be 3-1 Man City, but of course I'm supporting Chelsea in this game. As much as I hate to say I'm supporting Chelsea, but for me, of course, Man City going to win this game. But Arsenal fans are praying for a draw or a loss for Man City. But for me, Man City, Chelsea will definitely score. I think Chelsea will score, but it'll be a 3-1 Man City, as much as I don't want it to be, but yeah, 3-1 Man City. If it was to be a Chelsea win, 2-1 Chelsea, but 3-1 Man City. But come on, Chelsea.
Ahmad, what about you? What do you think about this game?
I think Manchester City don't crush opponents by outscoring, if you know what I mean, like by 6 goals to 1, 7 goals to 0. They rather humiliate you by going 3-0 up, and then they treat your player as training cones like even they did to Liverpool earlier, which in which they won by 4 goals to 1. Like they go 3-0 up and they start playing passes around. So again, I do see same kind of game, 3 goals to 0. Yeah.
100%. Jacob, what about you? What do you think about this game?
I don't see anything stopping City getting the job done early. Like I think it is right if they get a win, they're crowned champions because it's pretty much
Yeah,
mathematically over at that point. So I can't see them wanting to drag this out another game or two just because they're going to want to focus on Champions League. They're going to want to focus on that FA Cup final. So Man City's got quote unquote bigger fish to fry at this point in their lives. So
Good one.
I think they'll take care of Chelsea. I don't even see Chelsea getting a shot off, honestly. Maybe one shot on target, maybe 20% possession. I just see Man City just walking cakewalk, easy peasy.
yeah, 100%.
It's just a
Yeah,
matter of how much. It's just how much does Holland want to score today? Which I do actually rate Chelsea's some of their defenders. Thiago Silva's not going to just lie down. But again, I mean, if anyone watching what they did to Real Madrid's gotta heavily think that they're going to do something similar, maybe even worse to Chelsea. So, um, congratulations to City, I guess. I don't really care. I'm just glad Arsenal's not winning it. Sorry, y'all. I know y'all, you know, don't want to hear that, but I'm just glad Arsenal ain't win it because I ain't got nothing else this year to hold on to, and that's something I can grab on and feel on and really take to bed with myself that you know what we won just as many trophies as Arsenal this season. So I feel all right. Not, I don't feel all right. I feel horrible because my club's in shambles. But I'm just saying, it's, you know, when you're homeless, a sandwich ain't gonna feed you for a week, but it'll make you feel full for right then and there. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think City will take care of it.
You know, you could
yeah.
always learn to make sandwiches and be fed for life, or open a sandwich shop.
You know, I almost used that quote the other day. You could teach a man to, or you could feed a man to fish, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. But what if the fish aren't biting, or what if that pond has already been fished out, and he knows how to fish, but there's just no fish? Maybe that's Arsenal right now. I don't know.
Go to a different pond. Simple as that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Ryan said, "Can talk how good City are all you want, but they've wrecked the league for years, and the FFP charges that no one's taken action against them proves." Yeah, listen, it's been quiet since that. It's been quiet, so
But
we'll see.
listen, when those charges all happened, and Pet put his reputation, his name, his career on the line, saying, "I stand by these owners, what they have told me being true." He put his neck on the line, and that team rallied around him. They started playing again for something bigger than themselves, and then look what they did.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, exactly. You're spot on, man. You're spot on. So I remember that interview. Pep said, "Listen, I trust my owners." Also, there was like a famous quote like back then. I think Pep said, if like an owner lied to me, I'll quit my job." And then Pep was like, "Nah, listen, I trust my owners, so I'm not gonna leave." So yeah, man. But yeah, I don't think anything is gonna happen to those charges anyway. So yeah,
I think they'll get a couple slaps on the wrist, maybe. Maybe they'll pull a
yeah,
Juve. They'll be like, "We'll take some of your points away," and then at the end of the season, just give it back to them so they can make top four.
100%. But yeah, but let's see what happens. But last game, Newcastle versus Leicester. I'm saying 2-1 Newcastle. Manny,
That's very conservative of you. 3-1 Newcastle.
Ollie, you're on mute, Ollie.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah. I'll just say this for the last game. In the Arsenal game. I accidentally, in the prediction show, I accidentally put 2-1 Forest. I didn't actually mean to do that, but obviously I've corrected it. But for me, I'm going with a 2-1 Newcastle in this game. Leicester, for me, they'll finish 8th, 19th, they'll go down. And for me, I know Ryan said that the championship isn't an easy league, but Leicester will definitely go up. And I'm saying this, Ryan. I know you're going to say, "Oh, not an easy league, not an easy league." Leicester will go up. Okay, they're a good team. They've been in the Premier League for a while and they want to go back up. They've won the Premier League obviously a few years back, so they're a Premier League team and they probably want to go back in the Premier League. But yeah, for me, Newcastle should win this game. Home fixture, probably their last home fixture. I'm not sure if they've got an away fixture next. Newcastle as well. I think they've secured top 4. They'll probably finish third, if not. They'll probably finish third. I think they're like 6 points or 3 points behind Man United now. So it'll be very interesting to see them in Europe next season in Champions League. 2-1 Newcastle. I think anyone would be stupid to predict a draw or Leicester win. We'll wait and see though. But yeah, for me, Newcastle win.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Newcastle. I think if Newcastle win this, that confirms the top 4. So yeah. Ahmad, what about you? What do you think about this game?
Leicester, for once, rise up, man. We need you. We need you.
Ryan, I don't agree with you. Man. Are you going to tell me you're too good for the championship?
Yeah. I also believe they won't get any sort of result, but I want them to get a result to have outside.
I'm not calling you stupid. I didn't call you stupid.
Ollie's fine. Just carry on, sir, Ahmad.
All right. As much as I want to Leicester to get a result, but I do think that they deserve to get relegated. The way their owners have treated the club, the way Rodgers at times managed the players, and it is more down to the players as well. They have not played for the jersey. Newcastle rising, and it would be dream scenes. As much as I hate to say, Liverpool would miss out on Champions League, but Champions League nights back at St. James Park would be a treat to watch, and their atmosphere would be rocking. So for the scoreline, let me put out 3-1. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And Jacob, do you see a Newcastle winning?
Yep, all the way. St. James Park, Champions League nights. Sounds like something out of FIFA career mode, honestly. So I'm all for it. As soon as Eddie Howe, I think that's also my candidate for manager of the year. He's done a hell of a job out there. As far as what now their expectations can be for next season, but yeah, I see them getting the win here.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, that should confirm Newcastle for top 4. And it'll be interesting to see how they do. But yeah, I mean that was the last game. It's just another club that think they can spend what they like and get away with. FFP Newcastle franchise FC. I mean,
Newcastle haven't even spent that much money.
Yeah,
they really have. They've been pretty conservative. It's just smart buys, honestly. They just have the money now. They haven't but they haven't spent that much.
I think I've seen that they're going to spend a lot this summer, but let's see what happens. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. But Ryan, I do get what you're trying to say, but if you're looking at the budget that they spent, it's not been a lot, but let's see what happens. But yeah, that was the last game, and we're going to wrap up here. But yeah, man, it's been a good one. Appreciate obviously both Jacob and Ahmad making your debut, so it's good to see both of you guys here. Let's obviously what we do at the end of the stream to get people to shout the social. So, Manny, would you like to shout out your socials for me, please, and big up for you to join us?
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot, Morris, for having me on. Always good to be here. I am a co-host, of course, for this channel, and so I want to make sure that I come on these streams more often as possible. Been busy with a lot of stuff these days, but always good to be on. Socials, you can catch me on Instagram at mannythangatherai1981. That's my full name and my year of birth. If you want to look me up on Twitter, just look for my surname and my year of birth, Thangatherai1981. You can catch me on Twitter having more active discussions on football with a few Arteta inners and a few other fans. Instagram, you can have a private chat with me about football, and we communicate as well, Oris and I and several others, via that medium. And as far as YouTube channels are concerned, obviously big up to Oris Talks Football. Also catch me on Del Boy Gunner TV, S Featley TV, and Coach's Corner with Hanno Trollip, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Up the Cherries in all departments, the Bournemouth Fan Channel, AFC Talk Show TV, Villa TV, also Spurs U Asia TV, and also Football United. I was supposed to do a stream with them, but sadly they got cancelled. I will be hoping to go on their show again maybe sometime next week. But always happy to come on these streams to talk about football. And as I said to Jacob, I don't believe in engaging in banter or trying to, one up anyone. We're all fans of the beautiful game first and foremost, and then fans of our teams, and we have to learn to be respectful of one another and coexist together. If we can't agree to disagree without being disagreeable, no point in having a discussion. And I get that what you're saying there, and it can be toxic, Ryan. And obviously, you're welcome to your opinion. There have been times when I thought of quitting, but sometimes, when you get to my situation, you just have to realize you just don't want to give a monkeys about what anyone says. And if they decide to block you, well, out of your life, easy come, easy go, out of my way. That's the way, and that's the way. So thanks again to everyone. Thanks to Ryan and everyone else who's contributed in the chat tonight. You're the ones who make this video and Oris channel what it is, our channel, I should say. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the football. Don't do anything that the five of us on this panel wouldn't do. Big up to all the panelists as well. And for now, it's late and I need to sleep. Cheers, everyone.
Manny.
Yeah, man. Big up, Manny, man. Big up yourself. Next, I'm going to get Ollie. Shout out Shawful for me. Big up for joining.
Yeah, big up everyone in the panel, of course. Vares, big up yourself, great host, founder of this channel, great channel. Big up Manny, of course, Arsenal fan. Love having me on my channel, and always love having him on this channel as well, talking to him and stuff. Arsenal, always good to obviously have an Arsenal fan, not the only Arsenal fan. Of course, big up to the debuts as well. Big up Jacob. Even though you're a Spurs fan, big up, mate. Big up,
big up.
Big up Ahmed, big up, of course, Rocco joined earlier as well. I wasn't here when he was a big up, mate. He's been a regular recently. Yeah, of course, I love coming on here. You can catch me on a few other channels, of course. I'll shout out my channel in a bit, but you can catch me on Villa TV. I haven't really been to many other channels recently. Obviously, in the chat here, Huddersfield Town Fan TV. I've been on Royal's channel a few times, of course, and I've been on here. Not many other channels personally. Obviously, my channel, The Sinclair. Make sure you guys subscribe. Of course. Yeah. Also, make sure you like back my videos. We've recently done videos when I went to see Highest Point with Ryan. It was actually a week ago today. We went to Highest Point the first day. Saw Fair Ridings, Bastille, and a few other acts. So there's loads of videos, about 10 videos of Anne Marie, some videos from Goddard and a few other people. So make sure you check that out. Also, just basically watch back my videos for public watch hours. The watch hours keep going down. I need 4K to get monetized, and I've got like 1.5K. So I need to get that going up. Just watch back my streams or watch back some of my short videos without, skipping them or whatever. If you want to catch me on Instagram, ollie.sinclair556. That is my name and my surname. 556, just a random number I put on my Xbox name. Then you can catch me out_Ramsdale fan page 1. Hit 500 recently, on the road to 600. I think I'm 10 away, and also on my main account recently hit 700 and about 80 away from 800, and then the big aim is 1K. Also recently got Twitter as well, DJ Sinclairo, DJSINCLAIO, as it says down there, but not in capitals, all lowercase. So please go follow me there. I've got about 12 followers, so let's get that up. Try and get it to big aim is probably 50, and then we'll get up to 100. Apart from that, Xbox, Snapchat, and PlayStation, please do DM me that. Just on Arsenal, of course, I'm still Arteta in. It's been a decent season, finished in second. Obviously, we did bottle the league, which is annoying, but hopefully we get the dub against Nottingham Forest and see what happens in the Man City game. But yeah, big up for us for having me on, of course. Make sure to check out my channel, my other socials, mainly my Twitter. Please do follow out on my Instagram. Obviously, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll start doing more tweets, and especially YouTube. I've got a stream coming soon. I do want to do an end of season review for the Arsenal season. So that probably, and then 2 more game week reviews maybe, and if Arsenal win, hopefully they do. But yeah, please do check me out. If you also said if you want to check me on like gaming or Snapchat because that's quite personal. Don't really want to shout that out. Please do DM my main account. I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long, but that's where you can find me, Edition Care, on YouTube. End of season reviews coming soon, and week reviews coming soon as well. And as said, make sure to check out my highest point videos. But big up Arrest Family, big up the panel, the debutrons, the regulars, Arrest. And yeah, I love coming on here. Love to come on to next stream. Make sure you guys check out my channel. And if you guys want to be a guest on my channel, please do DM me. Love having people making their debut on the channel. And Orest also comes to my channel as well, big regular. He's been there since my first stream, which was like a deadline stream. My streams were rubbish back in the day, but now I do better streams and I have decent thumbnails and stuff like that. So big up Orest, big up the panel, and good night, guys.
Yeah, big up Molly, man. Big up Molly. Jacob, man, pleasure for you joining my channel. Let the people know.
Appreciate. Hey, first off, appreciate having me on. Very nice to meet everyone. And to the Arsenal lads, hey, y'all seem like good dudes. I know firsthand that good people can make bad decisions. All right, it doesn't make you a bad person. So, I love. Manny said he wasn't here for the banter. I enjoy the banter. I have pretty thick skin, so like nothing really bothers me. There's my on YouTube at United Spurs of America. We just passed 1K like a month ago. So on the way to 1.5K. So if you could go subscribe over there, show some love. Recently, viewers have been down. Spurs fans have been down. The only people tuning in nowadays are like Chelsea fans. They just want to make fun of me or whatever, which is cool because, like I said, I have thick skin. I love who I am. I love my family, and I'm very blessed. So Spurs can only get me down for 24 hours. After that, the other 6 days of the week, I'm pretty good at having a good time. And also, on my channel, I will stream, but it's in like my studio. It's a lot more. Right now, I'm doing my full-time job right now, which is stay-at-home dad. So I do stream as much as I can, at least once a week, trying to bump that up to twice a week. But we got some loyal followers over there, a bunch of people that go over there and sub too. So, like I said, next season I'm looking to do a lot more rival talk or like matchup talk. So whenever we're playing, Arsenal, United, whoever, anyone who wants to jump on from that fan club, like we could do that. Also do over here in the States, it's usually a little late night show called Pop Up with Jacob. That I just put the link out. Anyone can come. It don't matter what you want to do. If you just want to come on and bullshit, you can do that too. So, but I'll keep it short because my son's actually not screaming right now. So I'm gonna take advantage of that and just say appreciate y'all. It's very nice to meet y'all. I appreciate just the fun back and forth. Manny, you're a clever guy. I really respect you. So always good to share a screen with y'all. Again, thanks for the open invite and letting me come on, man. But again, United Spurs of America on everything, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc. I mean, I don't really do much on the TikTok. I recently just got it because I hear it's like the new app or whatever. I'm not too hip to the hop, you know what I'm saying? But I keep it cool. I keep it funky. It's only good vibes over there at United Spurs of America. So if you like good vibes in football, nowhere else you want to go. We do our thing over there. So please come check us out. And definitely want to collab with y'all in the future because I'm always looking to see new faces, talk to new people, and hopefully, grow myself, grow whoever comes on. I'm all about promoting people. So my thing is the best way, even Tottenham fans, there's people I disagree with wholeheartedly, but I still watch their stuff because, in any situation, there's always this side and this side, and the truth lies somewhere in the middle. I like to consider myself a pretty balanced person, but a very passionate, imbalanced person. So sometimes my passion can get in the way of that. But like I said, it's always good times and good vibes over there. So hopefully you can come check us out, United Spurs of America.
Come on, big up Jacob, man. Big up Jacob. Definitely we'll do a collab soon. Oh, man, big up for you for joining. Let the people know your socials. And yeah, always a pleasure having you on there, man.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful debut. I have loved talking to you, listening to you guys. Big up Manny, big up Oli, big up Jacob, and of course, thanks a lot, Horace, for having me on. Big up to Joel and Huddersfield Town Fan TV for the lively chat. As far as I'm concerned, myself, Liverpool fan from Pakistan, living in Thailand these days for my study. My twin brother is a Manchester United fan, so we have started since last August, channel named Twins Ball Daily. We are twins brothers, so Twins Ball Daily. We primarily cover Liverpool and Manchester. previews, reviews, ratings. We have special show called Rivals Ball for that purpose as well. But we are not on confined to Liverpool and Manchester United. We do prediction show. We cover international FIFA was held in Qatar, so it fits really well with our channel as well. So from Champions League to Premier League to Europa League, international football, Twins Daily is supposed to be there. Each and every new video they upload. We are planning to do more streams, and trying to get more and more people on. So want all you guys watching me. I would highly request Oli, Tony, and all of these guys to come over to the channel with their so yeah, our journey to first 1200 subscribers. Now we are 1150 in that league. Let's get up to 1200 right now. I would say I will try to reach 2000 by by next season. So yeah, and of course look out for our upcoming series of special entries. And as far as my social channels are concerned, Twins Daily on Twitter, Twins Daily on Instagram, and chat with on football, and even if you are trying to check out for tips or other stuff, Ahmed underscore underscore that is social, and my twin brother is on Twitter, Manchester fans. So once again, thank you, OS, for having me. And I just want to say, I just want to leave a short comment. Please reach out every human possible for you. Peace and out.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up, man. Big up everyone, man. Big up the panel for joining. To David today, so big up both of you. Yeah, man. Obviously, collaboration. Yeah, listen, Jacob, if you want one, you know where to hit me up. And obviously, Ahmad, if you want one, you know where to hit me up as well. So big up both of you. And yeah, Ollie, Manny, big up to you guys. Obviously,
Big up.
regulars on the channel, so big up both of you. But yeah, man, hopefully a good weekend for all of our clubs except from Liverpool. So yeah, yeah, man. No, I'm joking, but yeah. Yeah, listen, guys, make sure you have smash those likes. Big up to Ryan in the chat. And everyone that has contributed in the chat. You make the stream what you make the stream what it is. So be up to you guys. Next stream is tomorrow 8 p.m. I've got my OMX HD show with Hardeep. So instead of the match reaction, I'm gonna do another show and then we'll discuss the Bournemouth game. So listen, dude, I am live again tomorrow. So make sure you have subscribed. Go subscribe to United Spurs America. Go subscribe to Ahmad's channel as well. Go follow all of these socials. But yeah, we are out. Big up everyone.